just introduce yourself. You can give your name, your age, occupation, where you're from.
No way am I giving my age. You can forget that. I'm Roberta Degnore. I teach at FIT. Now I'm professor of psychology, but that's not all I do. I paid my way through graduate school getting my degree by writing romances, but don't tell anybody. Now I write other things. I write dark, much darker than that. And that's what I do. So I do both. I like to do as much as I can. I was impressed by or frightened by the Renaissance at an early age, so I think doing one thing is boring. I'm from Detroit originally. At first I lived right in Detroit proper, just off 8 Mile, right? Just like Slim Shady.
Yeah.
As soon as I reached the age of reason, I moved to New York. Intro psych, I've taught personality psych, I've taught industrial psych. What else? But what interested me was, how does that relate to fashion? How does gender relate to fashion? How do we express ourselves and our gender in fashion, and how is it received? I mean, because God knows people get beat up for how they look, you know? So that's what made it interesting. And then what really made it interesting was when I found all that newer research on cognitive functioning, how what we wear affects our neurological processing. So then that was really cool. So I put it all together with Stephanie Anderson. We worked on it together and we got this course. Part of it was learning from the development of this class and how I was being pigeonholed. No matter what I wore, I'm a woman of a certain age, and it didn't express me. By shaving the sides of my head, it was like, yeah, I might be older, but I'm not older.
Yeah.
And it really says that. So when I taught in London, I was in London for 2 months, then traveled around Europe for the third. It made a statement. You know, in London, it was totally cool. It was accepted. Like the students there, which are very much similar to the students here at FIT. I was like one of them. They had shaved heads, whatever, so it was cool, no problem. In Berlin, no problem. Paris and Rome, not as accepting. Paris was okay, not bad, but Rome, I got looks from everybody, young, old, especially the old people. Forget about it. It was like, who the heck are you? You know?
Yeah.
That was strange. But no matter where I went, it made a statement. I got picked up by a woman on the platform in Munich at the train station. In German, walked by and she said, "Oh, I love your hair." It was like a whole thing. We rode the train together, yada yada. Oh, definitely gender binary. I mean, that's where the whole age thing comes in. It wasn't like this when I was growing up. You were a boy or a girl, and that was that. And if you weren't, and if you looked different, you got yelled at on the streets, you know. I remember, and the stereotype for any kind of crossover, the stereotypes were bad. For women, I remember women who were butch, it was really like, oh. And that didn't appeal to me because it was unaesthetic. That's all. I thought it was not a nice aesthetic. So yeah, I grew up in a very different time. It was binary, strictly binary.
Yeah.
I would like to say, wow, I'm totally cool that my past doesn't affect me. Of course it does. It really does. And I found it. That's part of the reason I shaved my head as well. I found that I think what I was wearing and being medium, kind of just fitting in, wasn't saying who I was. And I was kind of used to that, kind of hiding from before. And that's really true. I kind of just, I don't want to be seen. Whoever I am, I am. You don't have to know that. And now that's different. It's like, yeah, I do want to be known. Otherwise, I'm being misinterpreted. It's
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes a difference. Actually, moving to New York, remember before I joked to you, I said I lived in Detroit, and then when I reached the age of reason, I moved to New York. Well, the reason was to be freer, to get out of Detroit and get away from my family. It wasn't bad. They were just family, and I felt I couldn't be myself. And moving to New York when I was 21 really did it. I could be whatever I wanted. Nobody knew me. There was no family around, and it was great. I found a group of friends and like-minded people and artists and stuff, and it was great. So maybe if there was any inciting incident, that was it. Moving to New York. Yeah. Much more fluid. I'm with people I've gone out with friends I know. It's really much. It's freeing. It's freeing, and I see people younger than I are freer, or maybe they just say they're freer. I don't know, but no, there was someone I went with who was like totally free, and it's great. And so I'm learning, and why not? I would rather learn than be stuck. Back in whatever. Take a look. Older woman looking at this, fine. And I should look even more outrageous. I've got to get my wardrobe even pushed to another extreme. I always say I'm left, I'm radical, so that people know. But so it's hard. I've got it when you're in this position, and it's a responsibility. What would I say to them is if they're happy, whatever floats your boat. What are you going to do? But they should at least be accepting of everyone else as we have to be of their normativity and the power they have.